and welcome to my channel. For those of you new, my name is Dave and I work in financial services. And these videos are a mixture and journey towards financial freedom. They will cover financial products and financial well-being so you, like me, can reach your goals sometime in the future. Now, it's not to boast or brag, it's to make you people aware, well, if I can do it, you can do it. So let's dive into this latest video. This latest video is about my stocks and shares I set review during the month of January 2023. Now, been a good month so far. For those of you new, the aim of the portfolio is an annual return of 10% year on year. For this year, we're looking at annual dividends of £2,400, so let's just say an average of £200 a month. And we're looking for year-end portfolio value of 94,000. So January has been a very good start. The FTSE 100, some kind of comparison, is up 2.8%. Our portfolio in the month is up 7.24%. So a very good start, but who knows what will happen moving forwards with, shall we say, events or impending recession expected in the UK later this year. The portfolio started at the month of 71,352 and it finished at the end of the month in a very nice position of £78,299, a profit or an increase of £6,947. Now, we did make contributions, looking at the following chart, of £1,757.96, somewhat random, but gives us annual contributions for this tax year to date of £18,390.48, so well on to our target of using our full ISA allowance of £20,000 by the start of this April. Now, during the month, our platform provider charges monthly fees roughly about the same as average amount of £11.65. Now, predominantly, shall we say, UK based. Again, look at the following chart. 63% is in UK and Europe, 22.13% is in USA and Americas, and 14.86% is in Asia and emerging markets. Now, we received no dividends during the month, okay? We do only track the dividends within our shares. We don't track the dividends with our funds because they're all, shall we say, reinvested in accumulation units. So we don't actually see the dividends, it's reflected in a higher share price or unit price. But across our holdings, our average yield across our 9 shares is roughly 4.97%. So let's dive into the portfolio and see what sort of shares or funds we held within this portfolio and the reasons why we held them. Firstly, onto our shares. We own 9 shares, 6 in profit, 3 in loss. Total share values £36,114, of which 40% is in the FTSE 100 and 6% is in the FTSE 250. So let's just say 46% of our portfolio is invested in shares. Now, during the month, we topped up 2 existing holdings. We put £350 into Legal & General, gave another 134 shares, and we topped up Aviva, again £350, gave us 76 new shares. Okay, the safe, the secure, the steady, the boring, shall we say, made very good profits, very cash generative, and they're both paying yields of over 7%, which will be reinvested in shares later in the year when they pay interims and annual dividends. But it was done to increase our dividends during the year. So look at the following chart, shall we say, what sort of values are attached to the shares we hold. So our largest holding is now Lloyds Bank, 16,369 shares, £8,500 makes up 11% of our portfolio, had a very good run recently, and hopefully during the month of February will have very good results and it will hopefully produce a very nice annual dividend. Our next 2 holdings of ones we've just topped up, Legal & General, 3,299 shares, £8,400, 10% of our portfolio, and we own 1,205 shares in Aviva, £5,500, makes up 7% of our portfolio. As we said, safe, secure, everyone needs insurance. They do a lot of, shall we say, workplace pensions in the UK, but very cash rich and are paying very nice yields indeed. Our next holding has had an extremely good run lately. It's Card Factory, the retailer. 3,207 shares. It did have some great trading results just before Christmas and after Christmas, and a very nice profit since when we bought at the end of last year. Now worth £3,000, makes up nearly 4% of our portfolio. Now back onto the banking sector. We own Barclays, 1,538 shares, nearly £2,900, 3.6% of our portfolio. Again, safe, secure like Lloyd's. Hopefully will give a very good annual results in February, and it will give us a very nice dividend. And on that note, we also own NatWest, 832 shares, nearly £2,400, 3% of our portfolio. Hopefully moving forwards, the government stake will be reduced, the shackles will be off, but again, it is paying a very good yield, and it did actually pay a very nice special dividend last year, so who knows what will happen when current results are out at the end of February. Now, away from the banks, we own Sainsbury's, the retailer or the food producer. 844 shares, £2,200, 2.9% of our portfolio. Has had a very good run lately, has a very good trading statement over Christmas, and it did pay us a very nice dividend at the end of December. Now, we own shares within our platform provider, AJ Bell. 514 shares, £1,730, 2.2% of our portfolio. Very cash rich, a lot of new customers, a lot of increased, shall we say, clients' assets under management. Okay, moving forward, a very nice company, but shall we say, what we consider a growth company, and it does pay a very small dividend. And then our smallest shareholding is HSBC, 236 shares. It was done, shall we say, for diversification as a global bank. £1,400 makes up 2% of our portfolio. So predominantly UK based, shall we say, predominantly based in banks and branches, because what we know, say, it's our level of comfort zone, but all paying very good dividends, and hopefully during the month of February, some of them companies will have extremely good results, and they will obviously announce very good dividends. Now, moving on to the funds held within the portfolio. Now, these are my own personal opinions. Okay? I'm not going to recommend any funds, but there's a reason why I've got them, shall we say, to meet our investment expectations. So at the moment, we own 12 funds, 7 in profit, 5 in loss. Fund value collectively is £42,095, and it makes up 53.76% of our portfolio. Now, we did top up an existing holding. Our largest holding is a passive adventures fund, so it's some kind of tracker, but it holds for shares across all sectors, shall we say. We currently own £16,303. We topped up £1,000 in a month, and it makes up nearly 21% of our portfolio. It's safe, it's secure, we can just switch off, and it gives us greater diversification. And the fund has given an annual return of around about 10% over the past 3 years. Our next holding is a legal and general technology fund, owns, shall we say, several hundred technology stocks, predominantly US based, but £6,400, 8% of our portfolio. Our next holding is quite selective. It's a Bally Gifford Positive Change, ESG fund, shall we say. Owns about 30 to 35 stocks, £3,800, makes up nearly 5% of our portfolio. Now, our next holding has struggled during the past 12 months. It's a China fund, £3,300, makes up 4% of our portfolio. China has reopened, so hopefully, shall we say, market sentiment recovers, some kind of growth will happen, but it has struggled during the last 12 months because of, shall we say, COVID restrictions and a lack of growth within the company. Now back to the US, we own a US smaller companies. £3,100, makes up 4% of our portfolio. And then we own a mid-cap fund in the FTSE 250. £2,000, 2.67%. Now, other funds we own a UK equity fund. Okay, we own a European fund. We own an emerging market fund. We own an AIM fund. Down to our smallest fund is a fund in Russia. Now, we did put £500 in, showing a nice profit of over £600 plus. Obviously, Russia-Ukraine conflict happens, and it's struggled ever since. It's now roughly £245, which is the same as being for the last 6 to 12 months. But thankfully, it makes up a tiny percentage of our portfolio. So 12 funds. Now, we may actually simplify them funds moving forwards, as shall we say, some of them recover. Let's just say emerging markets in China. One, away from actively managed funds and put into more passive funds. One, to simplify the account, but also to save on fees and charges. But just a quick recap. A very good month during January. Okay, certainly a lot different to what's happened in 2022, but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. They are my own personal opinions, but it just proves to show if I can create a portfolio, you can create a portfolio by following some relatively simple steps. Invest regularly, reinvest your dividends in, as I say, a tax-free wrapper. Remember, if you like the videos, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you again in the next video.